But yeah,
Got
that's
it,
the
got it.
type of
Yeah, because I
cutthroat.
mean, Pretty Willie, I've never even heard of
Yeah.
her.
Or you
So
wouldn't have.
obvi
Yeah. Or you
so
wouldn't have.
obviously that's why.
Yeah.
I remember the other guys that came out of St. Louis was Chingy,
Chingy.
and then was Jay Quan out of St.
Yeah.
Louis?
Jaquan was out of St. Louis. Yep.
Okay, okay. So those guys, did they come through Nelly and you guys, or they were separate, but things were
Chingy could
cool?
have. We weren't really set up to be a label and try and grab him. And Nelly didn't want to do anything that really like, dude, I'm just getting started. I don't know enough about this business. I don't want to hold somebody else back necessarily. That's how I received it. But T Love and them came to me like, yo, can you talk to him? Chingy's gonna be a hit. And
Yeah,
we just weren't really set up. And
I gotcha. But Chingaling, he had one
yeah,
hit at least, I remember,
yeah.
1 or 2 maybe. Okay, that's interesting. Man, you know what's interesting is the music business at that time really was a label-driven business. Like, you were selling CDs out of your car in order to get a track record, in order to get a label deal. Obviously, the digitization of music totally flipped that upside down. Where do these labels, and I don't even know if you know this, but like how powerful are they now?
I don't
Not
understand it.
not
I don't understand how they
okay.
make money. There's still, a desire for people. I know some artists that, time to time want to get me involved or whatnot. I don't understand how
Yeah,
the music industry makes money from a label perspective anymore.
yeah,
But they do exist and they do have some level of foothold on things.
yeah. Yeah, and radio was huge back then.
Radio is
So
huge.
what you're saying was at that time, getting on radio, were those promotion or PR companies for those radio stations, were they calling you and your crew, or they were working that through the
No, so
label?
Sony's going to keep sending them, right? Universal's going to keep sending them.
Yeah,
So they don't give a shit about the artist for real, right? So majority of their time slots are already guaranteed to who Sony wants to promote, who Universal wants to promote, who Interscope wants to promote, all of these different places, right? And so now you got the rest of them fighting for a little crumbs, so you open it up to payola. Hey, pay me and I'll put you on. Pay me. I've been in a radio station because after working with Nelly, I worked with these guys out of LA that were in the radio. I've been in a radio station and seen a radio, I forget what the manager or whatever, get slammed on his desk because he took 10 grand and did not promote the person's album the way that they thought that he should have been promoted, or that single or whatnot. And so, yeah, it's a lot of
like physically slammed on his
physically
desk?
picked up,
Wow,
bam. And then he was like, I'm cool.
wow,
I'm cool. I'm cool. Everything's cool. Sorry. 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 Yep.
wow, that's wild. Did you guys interact with Suge Knight or that crew at all, or was that earlier?
Nah, it was earlier. I mean, we were in places. There was a not Vibe. Was it Vibe? It might have been Vibe, where Suge had somebody smack Dre or something like that, and Nelly was present there, but we weren't like involved in that. We didn't get down with that crew at much at all at that time.
Okay. 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 All right. Let's talk about. Oh my God, this is super fun. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What do I want to get into? Let's get into that NASCAR thing because I think a lot of people might even remember that. So Nelly was one of the first, again, hip hop guys, black people. I mean, Michael Jordan's involved with the NASCAR team now, but you guys, I forget if you bought a Craftsman truck team or you got involved. Like, talk us through
We
that
got
because that
so
kind of was a disaster,
that
right?
is my biggest, costliest learning experience was
Okay, all
getting
right.
into NASCAR. And Courtney B brought something to the table. There was a young black driver named Tim Woods that needed some help, but talent wise was definitely great. And he was in the Craftsman trucks area. So we met up with his people. We bought a truck. They were going to promote us. We knew we had a white following. This was going to be great. And to this, it was genius. Courtney B deserves credit for that idea. It was genius. And we
Yeah,
supported it. But then we got pulled into that. Really, he couldn't keep his own team going because we couldn't sponsor him to the level they needed to be sponsored. And sponsors pay for you to operate your vehicles.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
Tim
big
gets
money.
approached by this slick dude, fast talking dude named Michael Warmack, who gets us to transfer the truck to Billy Ballou Sports, who Billy Ballou has a team out there, and Michael Warmack is managing that. And Tim was supposed to come over, and then they didn't bring Tim over. And Shondo's out doing the merchandise, and they're screwing him around, and they're calling him the N word, and it just got like to this whole.
Want the full truth? Watch the full Deep Shallow Dive interview next. And hit subscribe if you're done with narratives and ready to call a spade a spade.